now she's stopping for the light.
Yeah. We don't have a stop sign.
Okay, so she's just confused. Okay. Oh my gosh. What the hell was that? Welcome back to Spicy Tech. I am Mark.
I'm Cry.
And today we're running 11.4.7.3. And we're going to run it on assertive mode. I'm going to switch that now. You can see it's activated. And we're going to go to an accumulator that's across the highway. We have some zigzags here in Costco, so you're going to get some testing on that to see if there's any difference from what we had experienced in our last video. And you can check it out too as well. And rush hour right now, so it's going to have a lot of traffic. So we're really going to push the system.
Yeah, we're giving Costco a second try, a second chance.
I could see
really
already.
Tiny chance, yeah.
I can see already that it's trying to get onto the right side, but I prefer if it goes on the left. So, we'll see how this goes. I'm just gonna go up a little bit here, so that way we can try to...
Oh, somebody's backing into us already.
Oh boy. All right, so let's go. Oh, okay, so she wants to go here.
Oh, getting so close.
Oh boy, and we have some pedestrians and carts all over the place.
If we could turn
yeah.
that, I can't speak English because this is too scary.
So I just slowed it down there. Okay, so that was all right. Oh boy, hearing some sirens. Hope it's not in the Costco parking lot.
Hope they're not coming for us.
So we're supposed to stop right here though, but she wants to go quickly.
Ooh, that was not good.
That was not good. I was gonna stop that. Okay, so I'm assuming manual control here, because it's a bit rough and we have a truck in the middle of our lane for some reason. It's just poking out there. All right, so we have a difficult left turn coming up, and we also have a wide road with no lane markings, and she's freaking out.
Yeah, she's just pressing brakes randomly. That sounds very close.
It does.
It is, actually. But it's gone. We're good. This guy has no indicator in front of us.
I would more position myself to the left of the lane, so that way cars on the right could pass.
It kind of looks like she is. I mean, that person didn't have an issue passing, I feel like, so. I'm
giving it some joules so that way she gets herself in position. Cause this is where she should be.
I just don't like where your wheel is. If you
it's supposed to be straight.
If you get hit from behind, it's just going to slam into somebody on the right.
Okay, so we have a congested left lane. We have a kind of a blind corner, so she has to creep up.
Here too as well.
She has to creep up too as well. So I'm giving it some joules. And we have room to go now. But she is just confused. Come on, she needs to go.
Oh, okay. It was a little rough to get in that
a little bit rough there. I had to give it some slight joules for her to correct herself, but that was rough.
She took it way too wide because she's getting in this lane over here.
And it seemed very hesitant. Like, this is assertive, right? You want to be confident in your turns and not shaking all over the place and jerking all over the place. Oh, now we have the windshield wipers wiping a dry screen. Okay. Oh, it could be dusty because from where we came from.
Dusty,
it was okay. So we'll cross that one off. She's accelerating really quickly here.
Oh, we're too close.
Really close to this white van.
I don't like this following distance. It's really unsafe. And really close to this Model Y here.
Wiper is back on.
I don't know. It feels a bit sloppy. Like just the maneuvers are a bit sloppy. That I don't know.
Windshield again. The wipers are on. I'm gonna give it some juice there.
Some actual juice.
Yeah. Let's see if that makes a difference. And then we have a kind of strange turn coming up here on the right side, and I'm hoping that she's assertive. She's confident with her decision because she has to make that right turn now.
I think we're going in here. Yeah.
I would have started indicating because there's a car right behind me.
Oh.
She did not do that.
Yeah, she kind of just, I think she did like a one.
I'm going to report that.
Yeah.
All right, engage that back now. We have a lane ending sign on the right side.
Can we just swing it? I don't know.
Is she going to recognize it and start merging? No, she's not. So I'm going to disengage that, indicate. Okay, re-engaging back again. So we have, I mean, it could have done it itself. I didn't have to disengage there.
But it wasn't going to indicate, which is dangerous.
Exactly. So for a lot of visibility purposes, cars behind need to know what our intent is. So the car needs to signal at every opportunity it has to indicate what we're doing or what she's doing or what the car wants to do.
Right. Although I would say forks, I'm not a big fan of indicating at forks because I just feel like you just need to go need to do that, but that's just what I was taught. I don't know if anyone has any reason why
Right.
that's better than not doing it, which I'm open to. That, I don't know. I feel like I could let this slide because there was stuff on the windshield anyway.
It looks more or less dry now. I'll give it one more manual wipe here just to make sure it's all good. And now we have some congestion here. Like there's tons of traffic on this 401 here. So let's see how she's going to maneuver around here.
We're coming
Going
in
a little
really
bit,
too hot.
A little bit too hot here. I need to start indicating. Well, I mean, not ready right now. Perhaps a little further down to do that zipper merge. And she just pinged, so she's indicating, well, she's
Trying to
planning
find
to
space.
merge, and she's slowing down to find gaps, but there's no gap as yet.
We just need to put on our indicator.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay.
So she finds a gap, she sees
that's
it immediately and gets into it. So that was good.
But although I think it would have been better if she just put the indicator on before, like, doing it last minute.
Yes, exactly. Instead of waiting without the signal, trying to find a gap and then indicating and going in quickly, just indicate. So again, you have visibility. Visibility is shown from cars behind. Cars will know that you want to get into that lane and they start creating gaps. So she wants to get into a gap here too as well, because this side here ends.
Yeah, that person in front of us, they were about to merge and then they kind of backslid on the decision as well.
Backtracked on it.
Yeah. I don't know the
So now she's a
terminology.
little bit, she just,
Getting really close to that
we have a
edge.
gap here too as well, but she doesn't want to get into it. She needs to get into it, indicate and get into it, but she doesn't want to do that. So I'm going to have to manually override that. So before she was indicating to get into a gap and then coming down to the end of the zipper merge there, completely disregarded it.
Yeah, and honestly, this time around, like, you know, Marsha was kind of fooling around, but like we were extremely lucky. We had like actual decent people who gave us room to go, even when we didn't have our indicator on.
Especially at this time.
Yeah,
everyone wants to go home.
I was so surprised how much space we had to go through.
That's true. That's very true.
So I don't know. I mean, what will we do if you're not in a situation like that, like California or something? I don't know.
Put in the comments how do you find it functioning so far? Is it working, you know, decently well? Are you surprised by its performance? Are you not surprised? Disappointed? Let us know.
We're kind of.
Oh, so we had this person pressing brakes to get into the
Yeah,
lane.
that wasn't good because we had enough time to anticipate the person slowing down, and she still kind of like zoomed into them.
Oh, so she wants to get into the express or the overtaking lane. Sorry, the overtaking lane. And
We're really coming in hot, and we shouldn't
Boy.
be slamming our brakes.
okay. I mean, so that was a decent reaction. Could have been better. I'll give it like a 4 out of 10.
Like, it could have been 2 seconds faster, and 2 seconds is a lot.
2 seconds earlier to slow down.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
2 seconds, like, faster reaction time.
Because that's the thing, right? It needs to have the ability to see in front of cars that are in front of us.
Right.
The same way humans see cars, right? Because I saw those cars slowing down from inside of their car,
Oh, I see. Okay.
right? And that's how I gauge traffic flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how does the car do it? How would Marshall do it?
Well,
How-
for me, yeah. For me, I would see, like, well, my rule of thumb, well, when driving a gas car, exactly, but when you see the person in front of you pressing your brakes, you start pressing your brakes as well. Like, as soon as that light goes on, you change your course immediately, because you don't want to have a situation where they have to, like, slam their brakes, and then you also have to slam your brakes, and you could cause, like, a huge collision
Right.
on the highway. You don't want that. So you have to, like, be quick with the reaction time, and I feel like she could have improved that
A little bit
quite
faster,
lot,
yeah. Especially with assertive mode, you want to be alert, you want to be confident in your decisions. But this thing is too as well. What I'm seeing a little bit differently, especially with the new iterations of the software 11.4.7, it's trying to see a lot further now with the car. Even though we have a car in front of us, it's trying to gauge the car in front. So it's actually trying to mimic humans by displaying a car in front of the car in front of us.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And it's
In terms of
extending
vision.
exactly, and it's extending that trajectory, the trajectory out in front of the car. You see, so it's actually trying to gauge the car's speed
In front
in
of
front
us.
of the car in front of us. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So if you had to stop.
seems like it's kind of new behavior.
Well, we haven't seen it like
Extend that far out.
Yeah, it would be in front here, which is interesting.
And it's picking up the slowing of the car in front by having the chevrons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's trying to mimic human vision by giving us the car in front of it.
And what I like too is I don't know if this is, well, okay, the way that it's displayed here, it is kind of clear to me that the way this is showing up is it's not super confident about like where it is exactly, but it's the same with when you are looking at it from this perspective as a person. Like you can't 100% see that car in front of the car in front of you.
No, you
Right?
can't. No.
So I feel like it kind of mimics that in a way as well. But what you want from a self-driving system is that it can see better than you can. So you actually would kind of benefit from it having a higher confidence level in terms of like the mapping of the car in front of your follow car.
Yes.
There's no good way to do that, but yeah,
that's a good technique. I mean, that's the closest thing really. We don't have radar. We don't have high definition radar, so you're just using cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, probably like webcams, essentially, to to have a car drive itself from point A to point B.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know if this is how radar and all these other things work, but there was a study recently in the AI space that they could use AI with Wi-Fi signals to actually map 3D objects in the space, because it's just wavelength, right? Like
Yes.
it just bounces off. So when
Yeah.
it bounces off, you can actually see the shape.
That's they use that for like internal building surveillance. They could use that for that to measure occupancy of rooms and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know if they can use that in this case, because one, it's
Probably
cheaper.
with connected cars, if all cars are connected.
It's way cheaper, right? Like you just throw out the signals and then it'll catch it, but you probably have to have something pretty strong.
Yeah.
In that case, and then also Wi-Fi, I feel like would take a lot of your battery space as you're driving.
There's definitely rush hour traffic. You can see Master's actually looking ahead, like how many cars in front? Like 1, 2, 3, like 4 cars in front, trying to find
five, six in on that lane.
Trying to find gaps in between here. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's trying to do it in advance, but I mean, I would still, as a human, start indicating to show intent, to show that I want to get into that right lane because we have to get off soon. So she's trying to find a gap between these two cars here. If this red car goes up, we might have a chance, but again, those cars don't know we want to get into this lane because there's no indicator on.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, what's the point of trying to find a gap when the people who could make a gap for you don't know that you want to do that?
Exactly. There's a gap behind this car on the right that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going, like, I don't know, can she see that gap behind him? That's the thing. Like, if there was a gap, if there was any kind of visibility for this section here, it looks like she's only looking here and not also there, because you could look at both sides. I would look at both sides. I'm seeing it, that there was a gap here. Why isn't Marsha seeing it? Why isn't FSD seeing it? So that's something that they can improve on, because now I would have slowed down, right, to get myself into that gap. I would have indicated first, slowed down, get inside that gap.
But the thing is, would that be an issue? Because we're in the left lane, so technically it shouldn't really be holding up the traffic so much just to get in.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not moving at speed. We're moving at like a
snail space.
A snail space, yes, literally. And I mean, I want to get out, so like that person behind will be more than happy to slow down to let me get out of his way, his or her way.
Yeah, I mean, really, the problem is the indicator, the lack of the indicator.
Yeah, because now we don't have, now we But we might have a gap here, and she might want to swing inside of it. If this car accelerates, then it will create a gap, but then the car behind would want to speed up too as well. So it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's just.
So
not
now she might
good.
want to indicate. There's
Okay,
a gap
we have
here
a little
now.
gap here.
She wants to
doing
get
it.
in, but then
She did it. She did it. She indicated.
okay, but then she needs to stop going so far into the lane because that truck was
Yeah.
close to us.
I think
mean, that was
might have
all
been
right.
The positioning.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit
Of the
awkward
gap. Yeah.
too as well.
Okay. I think though it would have been better and faster, probably more efficient as well to have put the indicator on.
A lot earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
that's
nobody can help you if they
yeah.
don't know what you want to do.
Exactly. So that's things that we, hopefully when Elon looks at this video in our dreams,
In our dreams.
like it needs to recognize gaps behind it too as well. Any upcoming gaps in slow-moving traffic to try to get into the lane as soon as possible. Try to find a gap behind. If there's a gap coming up, indicate and show that instead of just showing on the right side here. Front side.
Before?
Yeah,
or
the front
not
right side as
after?
opposed to back side, yeah.
Okay.
Is she gonna make it, folks? This is getting really tense. We have
Yeah.
800 meters to get into the lane. We have cars merging behind us. We have to keep pace with traffic and not press hard brakes to cause more issues.
Oh, they can't see that. But that guy, this person in there, they were in this lane and then they went into the merging lane to merge like sooner.
Right.
So I don't know. Whoa!
Whoa. Wow.
Why can't Marsha do that? Sorry.
We have cars here merging on the right side.
Yeah, we have a gap, but obviously they're merging on that side. But she is
Yeah,
engaging the gap. This person's not giving us space.
we need to get inside of
we
there.
need
We
to leave.
indicate now. She's going to squeeze in, but then
These
she
people are
she
not giving
backtracked.
us room. Okay, I think
Okay.
they flashed at us.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
She's pressing brakes when making the turn. That's not good.
Yeah, because the person gave us a chance to go, right?
Especially if there's someone coming in behind us to get into our previous lane.
Mm-hmm.
They could rear end us easily if they're not paying attention. It should never stop while making that lane change.
Oh, this person needs to get in as well. I mean, they don't really need
Yeah,
to
there's
get
two
in,
lanes
though.
there. It should be fine.
It's kind of unnecessary. Okay, this person is just...
A douche. I don't know why they did
why
that.
are you like this?
Okay, so she indicated right to stay on the fork. Didn't have to do that. I mean, it's kind of
I mean, that was
self-explanatory.
kind of just wrong because we're not in the middle lane where you actually have to come off.
well, yeah.
We're like on the complete right lane, so it's like, yeah, we're here. We're committed.
I'm gonna report that. Okay, so re-engaging now, and let's see if it's recognizing here. We have to go straight. Is it going to go on the left side or the furthest left lane? She's indicating right for some
okay.
reason. That's strange.
Okay, why is
She's
she slowing down?
Oh, because the max speed was set to 50 for some reason. And now she's
Why
stopping
is she
for the light.
pressing
Yeah.
brakes
I had to give it
there?
some jewels there because she was very indecisive and making predictions before it even happened. Could she read the future or something? I don't know. I don't know. They said it was stopping for the red light, but the light was green. Stopping for the light.
I think that kind of warrants a report, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna report that now. Yeah.
Is that our first, like, very obvious false positive?
It could potentially have been, yeah.
Well, what I mean, very obvious as like that was a very obvious false positive, as opposed to like that might be a bird, you know, like
Yeah.
that doesn't really matter. It's like on the side or something.
Yeah, that should not have happened. It should have just carried on. Like that's strange.
False positive red light. You've seen it here first. So it wrongly. We're gonna have to look back at that and see what it actually recognized it as.
And leave some comments, folks. Let us know. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think caused that, or if that's just the system being the system. And now we have another strange left turn here before we end the video. Wow, what that person did there, I don't know.
But you know what? I actually am still a little bit impressed. You know why? Because who gets the right of way? Oh, we do.
We do, right?
Yeah, we don't have a stop sign.
Okay, so she's just
Woo!
confused.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Before
what the hell
scared
was that?
those people, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, folks. So I can't even
Let me
report that.
say
Let me just.
one. Okay.
I can't report it. Okay.
Let me just say one quick thing before
Yeah.
we. I'm actually a little bit impressed though because for a false positive, that was something that was prioritizing safety as opposed to something that could actually put you in danger by being falsely positive. So, is that a W? I don't know.
So it was handled elegantly. The failure was handled elegantly, in a sense.
It basically it was.
It's better to
saying
stop at a false red light than to go at a red light. That's rough, yeah.
to go at a potential red light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. We had some rough times, but I feel like we're just fine tuning a lot of things. To be honest, it's not like it's gonna kill us.
Yeah. I mean, it's doing all right, and it has improved for sure, and especially on turns, and I mean the highway is, I mean it's pretty solid. But
Yeah.
but overall, it was a decent run. It was complex. The decisions that it has to make, especially when there's close to bumper traffic, there's a lot of traffic on the roads. Um, People are making their own decisions. It's a really tough call, and it did handle it decently well. They had a few anomalies. It has, of course, it's not recognizing the merge lanes.
Mhm. That's usual.
It also doesn't recognize gaps that are to the back of the vehicle, to the back right on the blind spots.
So like a kind of instead of like a speed up and merge, not a slow down and merge.
Exactly. When it's slow traffic, like when it's under a certain speed,
It's appropriate.
it's appropriate to make
a slow down and
a slight
merge.
slowdown without interrupting traffic behind. So I'm not talking about an abrupt break and then merge. I'm talking about just slightly slowing down.
Just
so
giving
that
a little
way,
more gap in front,
exactly.
and then you go into that gap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So cars behind could react, and then you can react when there's a gap to do it. So it's giving Marsha, giving the system more possibilities of getting into a gap and getting into the right lane so that you can exit and not miss your turn, or make it more awkward for you, and then it feels like the system is unsafe and you can't trust it. So. Especially in assertive mode, it needs to be able to be confidence inspiring, to make you feel more confident on the road when you're driving, right?
Yeah. I just want to give it a quick rating. So I feel like that was a 6.5. I genuinely feel like most of the issues were not life-threatening.
Okay.
They were really, like, safety was definitely at the forefront, and it really was just like fine-tuning little things that could be perfected that makes you want to actually switch from manual driving to self-driving.
So like the random indications, that's minor.
Mm-hmm.
And what are the minor things you're looking at? Like,
I mean, like, I feel like the merging situation is a little bit minor because it's a tough. We talked about this before in another video. It's really tough to actually recognize where those lane endings are when you look at the actual lines on the road. So that is just a tough problem to solve. So we kind of give them some grace there, right? But some other little things, like what did we have at the beginning? We had like a few disengagements.
it makes
at the
wide
beginning.
turns, like completely like ridiculously wide turns. And we had that wide turn in our previous video too as well at the end of it, when we were at the park making that right turn.
Oh, and it just
made
completely bailed on
really
the
wide, and it's like
direction.
cancel. And I think it was going to cancel here too as well when it was making that left turn wide. So
Yeah.
so that's a new behavior. That's a step
new,
back.
yeah.
So that's something that hopefully, if we get V12 next, probably not, but if we get .4 or .6, we will hopefully get that back fixed.
But I kind of like, in a way, okay, it's definitely wrong, but in a way, I kind of like the behavior because it's like, okay, I can't make this maneuver, let me bail and try a different way around. And I actually kind of like that. It's a little bit human-like.
So you're not sure as
So
as opposed to doing what?
Like trying to do it in a way that's janky and a little bit unsafe.
Or kind of close to the car. Just do it wide, so that way you're completely avoiding the car and you're still trying to get through with that maneuver.
It's not really the wide that's the issue that I like particularly. It's more like okay, this maneuver might not work, let me bail and try a different route.
Okay.
That's more the behavior that I like.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you're trying to do something, it's really not working, it's not like you're not getting a chance to do it. Let me bail on it and try to like reroute my route.
Okay.
And I
Fair enough.
actually like that instead of trying to do something janky to get into that specific route.
Thanks again, folks, for tuning in. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see future videos, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you can see our future videos and join us on our journey as we, hopefully FSD is fulfilled in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.